Hello everyone, introducing myself, I am Susanto, currently pursuing my bachelor's degree in hospitality management. In this video, I will share about the business model in food business industry. There are so many kinds of business model that we can find that can help us to start our own business with proper base. But before I talk about the types of business model, allow me to share briefly about what is model business itself. Business model is a very important element for us to decide when we plan to start a business. We must select a suitable business model to achieve the business goals and mission. In this video, I will be focusing on the food business industry. There are so many types of models that are available for us to implement, but in my opinion, when it comes to a food business, we can consider price based on product plus margin, or also known as cost plus pricing, be one of the suitable business model. Cost plus pricing is the simplest method of business model that the most traditional way of business. This pricing strategy by which the selling price of product is determined by adding a specific fixed percentage, or also known as markup percentage, to the product unit cost. Although this model categorized as old-fashioned, I believe that many businesses still adopting this kind of model, especially in food business. For example, McDonald's. They are using cost plus pricing to start their business and implementing on it until today. The main reason why this model implemented by many food businesses is because the production of the food, we need to buy food ingredients, packaging, advertising, and many support costs that we need to buy in order to launch the product. From that, we can post the markup percentage that commonly based on how much the target rate of return. Now I will go through about the advantages and disadvantages of cost plus pricing, followed by the threats and opportunities, and lastly I will give recommendation from my perspective on how the cost plus pricing business model could improvise the business plan. First, the advantages of this model is provide full coverage of cost and consistent rate of return. As long as whomever is calculating the cost per user of item is adding everything up correctly, cost plus pricing ensure that the full cost of creating a product or fulfilling the service is covered, allowing the markup to ensure positive rate of the return. The calculation in this model involves calculation using the original cost of an item and the desired profit margin. For example, when we plan to open a food business, the ingredients cost is changeable, and that's when we need to play with the markup percentage to cover up our rate return positively. Another advantages of this business model is that we can see it's predictable. With cost plus pricing, we can predict the profit margin to meet investor or stakeholder in his expectation and prepare for future spending. For example, an owner or investor may initiate a conditional purchase of 20% equally in business if it raises its price to produce a 50% profit margin on each of its sales. The business may enact cost plus pricing to ensure the predictability of this margin. Despite all the advantages, there are also some disadvantages for our business when we use this business model. The first one is ignoring competitors. Your business may set a product price based on the cost plus formula and then be surprised when it finds that competitors are charging substantially different prices. This has a huge impact on the market share and profits that a business can expect to achieve. The business of pricing too low and giving away potential profits, or pricing too high and achieving minor revenues. The other disadvantage of this business model is there are many additional costs that can be accounted for, which result in reduced margins. For example, when we produce food, we can make sure that all the ingredients that we buy is in a good condition. Sometimes there are one or two of the ingredients that are broke. That we need to have a proper plan to overcome with this situation, and I will talk more about the solution later. Next, we will talk about the threats. First is customer value. Sometimes with the cost plus pricing, it doesn't consider customer. This model sometimes completely disregards the customer willingness to pay, especially in food business. Consumer will have intention to find cheaper product. In the market, we will have many competitors that fight with different business models that sometimes are more focusing on the customer value. This can cause our business lack of repeat order. The next threat that we can find in this model is different price with the market rate or overprice. This have connection with the first part, which is customer value. Because we produce the product based on product cost, we need to have a good and trusted supplier and make some adjustment towards it. Become a threat when market rate is lower than our product. This can cause we lose our customer loyalty. Even though this model has listed threats that can harm the business, but I also want to share some of the opportunities that this model can take to turn over the table. First is with the business model, we don't have to do additional market research. Cost of production is something businesses are mostly aware of by adding up different invoices, labor costs, etc. Business can take the sum costs and place a margin on top of them that they believe the market will bear. It is simple, and for this reason, it's a popular strategy among small food business or business where other aspects of production must take precedence. The other opportunities that we can consider is about the customer value. Yes, this is also the threats that this model might overcome with, and here is the good thing about it. Cost plus pricing is not harm your business. Instead, this model will hurt your business when you have no information about a customer willingness to pay and there aren't direct competitors in the marketplace. Essentially, the only data you must guide your pricing decision is the calculation or estimation of your cost, which allow you to push forward at least a starting price to work from as the market and customer develop. Finally, it comes to the final part of the video. Now, I will share my recommendation from my perspective towards this model in order to improvise more the food business. My first recommendation for this model is when we start a food business, I will try my best to find a good and trusted supplier for my entire business. I will try my best, especially for food business. Food business require many of production costs such as ingredients, packaging, advertisement, distribution, and etc. With this business model, I think can help food business to have a clear and fixed pricing strategy. The second recommendation that I want to share is we can use this business model to boost the performance and the quality of the small business in food industry. If I'm opening the small food business with a new thing inside, we can take this opportunity to start the market rate which align with customer trust. For example, in Korea, they start opening convenience store that allowing the customer to eat and cook inside. The innovation starts to spread around Asia countries and have the uniqueness that get customer loyalty to eat there. And the recommendation that I shared just now will perfectly wrap up this video. That's all about the cost plus pricing business model. Thank you for watching and listening. Stay safe and best regards to everyone.